If you want success, you must stop chasing it and start attracting it. You do not need to force people to notice you, trust you, follow you, or work with you. You need to become the kind of person who commands that response without asking. The key is to develop a magnetic personality, one so charged with clarity, conviction, and purpose that success becomes a natural consequence of who you are. This is not about being charming. It's about being powerful. Not through volume, but through alignment. The kind of man who cannot be ignored is not the loudest, but the one who walks with such discipline that his presence speaks louder than his words. You can't fake it. You can't borrow it. And you certainly can't skip the process of building it. The magnetic man is deliberate. He does not waste words. He does not second-guess his value. He moves like he belongs where he's going because his mind is fixed on his mission. And when a man has direction, everything in his behavior sharpens. He speaks clearly. He moves precisely. He eliminates distractions. He doesn't entertain weakness in himself or others. If your energy is weak, you will repel success. If your words are careless, you will repel influence. If your habits are inconsistent, you will repel the very results you claim to want. It starts with who you are when no one is looking. If you cut corners in private, you'll collapse in public. If you tolerate mental chaos, your presence will reflect it. You can't fake focus. You either have it or you don't. So start there. Get clear on who you are. Write it down. Define it. Speak it aloud until it becomes instinct. I am a builder. I am a leader. I speak with clarity. I follow through. I bring order. I attract excellence because I live by it. These are not just words. They are directives. They must shape how you walk, how you think, how you show up everywhere. Do not expect others to believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. That belief isn't based on positive thinking, it's based on evidence. Confidence without results is delusion. So build results. Win in the small things. Keep your word when no one else knows. Do what you said you would, every time, no matter how small. That's how internal strength is built. That's how your energy becomes undeniable. Most men are all noise. They talk big, but their energy is scattered. Their thoughts are unfocused. Their habits are emotional. You can feel the instability in their presence. The magnetic man is different. He is still, not inactive, but grounded. He doesn't overreact. He doesn't overshare. He doesn't make everything about him. He walks in with a clear head and a quiet intensity. And others feel that difference. To become this man, stop wasting your energy. Stop trying to explain your vision to people who aren't building anything. Stop participating in gossip, in complaints, in comparison. Every second you spend entertaining low-level behavior is a signal to your subconscious that you're not serious. And you can't radiate power while feeding weakness. Fix your inputs. What you listen to, read, watch, it all adds up. You cannot develop a magnetic presence while consuming noise. Your mind is an amplifier. Whatever you feed it, it multiplies. So feed it structure, feed it clarity, feed it repetition of purpose. Read only what strengthens your thinking. Listen only to what sharpens your focus. Watch only what elevates your discipline. Structure your day. The magnetic man doesn't drift. He doesn't start his morning in reaction. He sets the tone. He moves with intent. He's already moving before others have opened their eyes. His routine is tight. His standards are high. His mind is aligned before the world tries to pull him off course. If your life is chaotic, your presence will be too. Clean it up. Your environment reflects your values. Order your space. Order your mind. Eliminate what doesn't serve your mission. You cannot be powerful while surrounded by disorder. And you cannot attract excellence while living in mediocrity. Most people try to act successful before they become successful. They focus on appearance instead of alignment. But real power isn't about looking the part. It's about becoming the part through discipline. The man who is magnetic doesn't have to try to be noticed. He is noticed because his energy demands it. His actions are in sync with his values. His words are measured. His presence is earned. Fix your posture. Your body reflects your mind. Walk with authority. Sit with composure. Speak with certainty. Stop slouching. Stop fidgeting. Every twitch, every hesitation, every shrug tells the world you're unsure. Eliminate those cues. Replace them with control, stillness, eye contact, precision. You don't need to dominate every conversation. You need to own your presence. Listen more than you speak. Ask direct questions. Be fully present. People are drawn to those who listen well, not to those who talk the most. The man who listens deeply, thinks clearly, and speaks sparingly is always perceived as powerful. You don't need to tell people who you are. You need to show them, not with flash, but with consistency. You want others to trust you? Keep showing up the same way. You want others to believe in you? Stop disappearing. Stop fluctuating. Show up sharp daily, relentlessly. And if you fail, own it. Don't make excuses. Don't point fingers. Don't play the victim. The magnetic man doesn't hide from responsibility. He embraces it because responsibility is power. The more you take ownership of, the more control you gain. And the more control you have, the stronger your presence becomes. Every failure, every misstep, every delay, use it. Let it refine you. Let it humble you. Let it sharpen your awareness. The magnetic man is forged in fire, not comfort. He doesn't just survive pressure, he grows through it. Because pressure reveals what's real. And this personality you're building must be real. Not a mask. Not a performance. A reflection of who you've become. Through work, through repetition, through self-respect. You cannot radiate what you haven't yet built. And you cannot build it if you keep waiting to feel ready. Forget about feelings. They're inconsistent. Build principle. Build habit. Build conviction. Those things are reliable. You can lean on them when everything else is uncertain. Start moving like the man you intend to become. Stop looking around for approval. Stop explaining your pace. Stop apologizing for your standards. Move, speak, act, and let others adjust. You must earn your own respect first. That respect comes from execution, not intentions, not dreams, not talk, execution. So build your identity through proof. And from that identity, your magnetic field will grow. The magnetic personality is not built once. It is maintained through daily reinforcement. If you believe that one decision, one success, one moment of clarity is enough to carry you, you are already declining. Energy must be sustained. Presence must be refreshed. Confidence must be rebuilt with each new day. The man who thinks yesterday's work is enough has already surrendered today's advantage. This is not optional. You're either reinforcing your presence or allowing it to fade. Every action you take, every word you speak, every habit you honor, these shape the frequency you emit. If you want your personality to be magnetic, it must be tied to your values, not your emotions. You do not get to show up with power only when it feels easy. You show up with power, especially when it's hard. No one respects a man who cannot control himself. And self-control is not found in your words, it is found in how you carry yourself when your emotions want to take the lead. Do you snap when things go wrong? Do you shrink when plans collapse? Do you disappear when pressure mounts? Or do you remain composed? Focused? Aligned? The world is watching whether you realize it or not. People follow strength, and strength is quiet. It's not about being loud, it's about being anchored. The man who is anchored does not have to announce his power. It radiates from the way he stands, the way he listens, the way he waits before reacting. That discipline creates trust, and trust is magnetic. If people don't trust your presence, they won't follow your vision. You must start by trusting yourself. Do your habits align with your goals? Do you honor your word when it's no longer convenient? Do you show up with the same energy when no one is looking? Because these are the questions that build or destroy your magnetic power. And if the answer is no, then change. Immediately, without waiting, without excuse. There is no secret here. It's repetition. And if that sounds boring to you, you're not ready to lead. Because the magnetic personality is forged through deliberate, focused, unglamorous consistency. You cannot build lasting presence on temporary effort. You need a standard so high, so unshakable, that your default mode becomes power. That means your speech is always clear. Your actions are always intentional. Your mind is always aligned with your values. You don't have off days in the energy you bring. You may feel resistance, but your behavior doesn't waver. That consistency does more than build trust, it builds gravity. Gravity pulls things into its orbit, and you must do the same. Opportunities, people, influence, resources. All of it is drawn to the man who is stable in chaos, sharp in silence, and firm in decision. This is not about fake charisma. It's about inner command. You don't need to light up a room. You need to become the center of it. Calm, present, certain. Not by overpowering others, but by mastering yourself. Because people take their cues from you. And if your energy is disorganized, they will mirror it. But if your energy is composed and focused, they will rise to meet it. And it's not just about how people respond to you, it's about how you respond to life. How do you respond to delay? To difficulty? To disrespect? Do you defend your ego or elevate the environment? Do you try to win arguments or do you win influence by staying focused on the outcome? The magnetic man doesn't get pulled into petty behavior. He doesn't waste time explaining things to people committed to misunderstanding him. He stays above it, not out of arrogance, but out of purpose. He knows where he's going, and anything that doesn't serve that direction is dismissed. That includes distractions, bad habits, toxic people, and excuses. If you want a magnetic personality, you must become unavailable to anything that drags your energy down. That means your phone isn't in control of your focus. Your conversations aren't dictated by gossip. Your routines aren't set by randomness. You move with intention. Your calendar reflects your values. Your words reflect your mission. Your relationships reflect your standard. If they don't, you don't negotiate, you eliminate. Because power is clarity in motion. You cannot be powerful if your mind is cloudy. You cannot attract the best if you entertain the mediocre. You cannot become magnetic while compromising your core just to be accepted. There's a reason the most magnetic individuals are also the most polarizing. They're not trying to please, they're trying to be precise. And precision always repels what's not aligned. But it also attracts with even greater intensity what is. So if you're losing people, good. You're not here to keep everyone. You're here to attract your tribe, your allies, your opportunities, and to do that you must make peace with separation. Let your standard separate you. Let your discipline offend those who lack it. Let your vision intimidate the unfocused. because the ones who matter will feel your pull. They will sense your clarity. They will trust your direction. And when they follow, it will be real. Not because you convinced them, but because your presence spoke truth. This is how leadership is earned. This is how respect is built. This is how success starts moving toward you without chasing. You must now inspect your environment. Who and what is reinforcing your presence? What habits reinforce your power? What triggers weaken your focus? Get brutally honest and then make changes. Cut the noise. Declutter your life. Simplify your structure. Streamline your systems. Stop waiting for the perfect mood or setup. You are the setup. Your energy determines the pace. Your clarity sets the rhythm. Your consistency determines your magnetic strength. Be hard to distract. Be quick to act. Be slow to speak unless your words are building something. That discipline will begin to rewire your personality. You'll stop being reactive. You'll stop needing external validation. You begin radiating an energy that feels solid. People will trust you more, not because you told them to, but because they can sense it. Magnetic men don't force attention. They command it by mastering the energy behind every move, by choosing words with precision, by being more intentional in 5 minutes than others are in 5 days. That intentionality is what draws results. You want to be influential? Be clearer. You want more loyalty? Be firmer in your values. You want bigger opportunities? Show up like you're already worthy of them because your discipline made it so. Stop saying someday. Start saying, this is who I am now. And let everything you do match that statement. That's the power of identity. It's the most magnetic force on earth. You are always telling the world who you are. Not with what you say, but with what you repeat. So repeat the habits that build strength. Repeat the routines that sharpen you. Repeat the words that reinforce certainty. Repeat the decisions that keep your path clean. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be consistent in your direction. You need to become predictable in discipline and unpredictable in capacity. Let the world never guess whether you'll show up, only how far you'll go this time. That's the personality that attracts greatness. You want to develop a magnetic personality that attracts success? Then understand this. It's not about what you say once. It's about what you demonstrate daily. You're not building a moment. You're building a presence, one that others can feel without needing explanation. And presence is built through repetition, not intensity. It's not what you do occasionally that defines your energy. It's what you commit to relentlessly. Most people don't commit. They entertain ideas. They dabble. They perform in front of others and then fall apart when no one is watching. That's why their energy is unreliable. That's why their presence feels light. They are not anchored. They haven't paid the price of consistency. But if you want to be magnetic, you must pay in full. And that payment is made with your standards. Every time you rise above distraction, every time you hold to your code, every time you sharpen your execution instead of softening your focus, you are becoming the man people remember. Because people don't follow credentials, they follow conviction. They want to feel that the person in front of them is rooted in something deeper than appearances. That kind of energy comes from repetition of purpose, repetition of control, repetition of alignment. Your habits must communicate your identity. Your discipline must echo your values. Your behavior must mirror your internal structure. And when they all align, your personality becomes a force, not a persona, not an act, but the natural byproduct of a man who's done the work, built the foundation, and reinforced it with his actions. You don't need to manipulate. You don't need to impress. You don't need to chase. The man who becomes magnetic through real inner alignment doesn't look outward for validation. He lives from a place of inner security, and that security becomes influence. That's what you must build, inner security. The kind that comes from proving to yourself over and over that you are who you say you are. That when you speak a goal, you follow through. That when you commit to a path, you show up. That when the pressure rises, you don't shrink, you focus. That kind of presence isn't gifted. It's not given by circumstance or by luck. It's earned by the man who controls himself. That control is what others feel when you walk in the room. That's what they trust. That's what makes them want to follow, invest, build, support, and align with you. Because people do not align with those who try to appear confident. They align with those who own their presence, without words, without ego, and without need. That kind of confidence can't be bought. It comes from integrity, not morality. Integration. Who you are and how you act are one. No gap, no separation, just structure. When people see a man who is the same in private as he is in public, who doesn't change with the wind, who holds his tone even under pressure, who operates from a centered place, they respect it. Even your enemies will respect it. And that's the secret of magnetism. It's not that everyone likes you. It's that even those who don't cannot ignore you. Your energy becomes so deliberate, so clean, so grounded, that it pulls attention, draws opportunity, and commands space. Not with noise, but with precision. Precision in speech. You don't ramble, you speak with intent. Precision in action. You don't drift, you execute. Precision in standards. You don't bend to accommodate weakness. You lift the environment by refusing to lower yourself. This level of self-command doesn't happen by chance. It's the result of deliberate thought, deliberate movement, deliberate rejection of distraction. You don't become magnetic by doing more. You become magnetic by doing less, but doing it better. You cut the fluff. You cut the drama. You cut the over-explaining, the over-apologizing, the over-compensating. You simplify. You clarify. You execute. And as you do, you'll notice something else. Your relationships will change. Weak people won't want to stay around you. They'll say you've changed. They'll say you're too serious. Let them go. They were never aligned with where you're going. Because when you raise your personal energy, the people still operating at low vibration won't be able to stay in the room. Let them exit. Let your evolution create elevation. Let your silence be your filter. You won't need to say a word. Your habits will speak. Your results will speak. Your energy will do the sorting. That's how you know your personality is becoming magnetic. Not because you're louder, but because the room adjusts to your presence without you saying a word. But don't let this go to your head. Stay humble. Magnetism is not about ego. It's about responsibility. It's about realizing that every room you enter becomes affected by your state. So stay sharp, stay principled, stay focused. This is not about becoming better than others. It's about becoming better than your previous self. It's about honoring the gift of life by refusing to play small, refusing to accept a personality that repels power, refusing to stay average when you know there's more in you. Because if you stay average, it's not because you lack the ability. It's because you refuse to raise your energy. Success doesn't just respond to work, it responds to who you are while you work. You can't expect exceptional outcomes from a scattered, chaotic, undisciplined personality. Clean it up, sharpen it, clarify it, reinforce it, until you've become a man of signal, not noise, until every move you make radiates intention, until people associate your presence with elevation, clarity, direction, and results. You're not trying to be impressive. You're living with such purpose that the results speak for you. You're not forcing attention. You're operating at such a high internal frequency that those who matter feel it even before they see what you've done. That's power. That's magnetism. That's what separates the respected from the forgotten. And you don't need a degree for it. You don't need permission for it. You don't need to wait for the perfect day to start building it. You need to decide today that you will stop living from impulse and start living from identity. Identity is chosen, then proven, then repeated. Every morning you wake up and remind yourself, this is who I am now. Not based on feelings, based on standards. You walk into every space with the decision already made. Your tone reflects it. Your focus reflects it. Your performance reflects it. And the world begins to treat you accordingly, because the world mirrors your energy. And your energy follows your identity. So if you want to develop a magnetic personality that attracts success, stop chasing outcomes. Start becoming the man that outcomes chase. Outcomes follow character. Influence follows integrity. Opportunity follows clarity. And you control all three by how you think, by how you move, by what you tolerate, by what you repeat. Let your life become the proof. Let your presence be the lesson. Let your personality become the kind that draws power not through force but through alignment. And when you do, you'll find that success doesn't just visit, it stays, because you built the kind of presence it cannot ignore.